Hey guys, my name is Bill Swan. I'm going to be sharing some tools with you that are going to help you learn how to better lead yourself, how to better lead others, and then they're going to help us in general create a culture in which everyone is speaking the same language, they understand what each other is talking about, and we kind of have some mental models in place so that we're able to go to places faster in conversations and we're able to be on the same track with each other. So the first tool we're going to talk about is one called There, Here Path. There, Here Path is a way of casting vision. It's a way of doing some planning about what it looks like to either take yourself somewhere, to lead yourself somewhere, or to lead another group of people somewhere. So we're going to start with there. There is the place that we're trying to go. So there's kind of like different levels at which this can take place. So there's a there for what you want to do with your life, what you want to accomplish with your life. That might be like your calling. However, there's smaller theirs, and we've talked about like the there of the world race. We want to see you guys become kingdom people who walk out their lives in mission, in intimacy with the Lord, and in community with each other. So those are some really big picture theirs. Those are some things that we're going towards. And then there's smaller ones. So there's a there of like, hey, by the end of training camp, we would like to see these things happen in you. Or as you get on the field, by the end of debrief, this is where we want to see everybody end up. There is something that we need to be able to present it with clarity, and we need to be able to paint a picture and create a reality in people's mind that they actually want to buy into it. And if you're doing this with yourself, you need to do the same thing. You need to come up with a version of there that's actually compelling for you. You're saying, you know what? That's what I want. I think we need to become artists with words, especially when we're casting vision for other people. So when we're talking about a there, I think of terms like imagine a world in which. So I'm going to give you a there. One of our theirs for you guys in community is that you would have really healthy communication. So part of the there might be imagine a world in which you can walk out of a room and have no concern about what's going to be said about you. Imagine a world in which you know that everybody on your team, everybody in your life, they only say good things about you when you're gone. And if they have any criticism to give you, they're going to do it to your face and they're going to do it lovingly. Imagine a world where that's the case, where everybody is building each other up, where there's just love and affection and we're helping each other grow. That's something I want to be a part of. I hope that's something you want to be a part of. So what happens in there is we create this picture of a reality that could be and that people say, you know what, I want to be a part of that there. And when we do that, it becomes a shared vision and not just something that, hey, the leaders are trying to talk me into this thing, so I guess I should do it because they're the leaders. No, it becomes, I'm bought into there. I want to be a part of that. I want to get there. The next step in this tool is here. Here is the place that we currently are. So here often should be defined in terms of or in relation to there. So for instance, if we're talking about healthy communication and what we want you to be and like this feedback culture and things like that, when we talk about here, we should be talking about the reality of our communication and what our community looks like now. So we might say, hey, we've talked about there, this is where we want to go. People only say good things about you, they lovingly bring correction to you. However, right now, the reality is most of us gossip. Most of us don't go directly to somebody to address conflict. We go to somebody else to talk about it. We vent steam, we blow off, we do all this stuff over here. And so we talk about, this is the reality of where we are, and it's not where we want to be. It's really important that we actually have truth and reality when it comes to our here. Most of us as human beings don't have a clear picture of ourselves as we truly are. Most of us tend to either think that we're further along than we are or that we're further behind. We think things are better or worse than they actually are. And so what we need is we need these other people in community who are going to help us see like, hey, this is the reality of where you actually are. This is what's true. This is what's not true. We need people who will speak the truth in love and have mercy and grace, but also have boldness. So something I want to encourage you is, are you somebody who's willing to step up and give people a clear picture of their here? Are you willing to do it with mercy and grace and love? And also, are you seeking out other people? Do you have people in your life that you're inviting in who will help you clearly understand your blind spots and the reality of where you're at? So first off, we have our there. it's extremely important to have a clear there. This is what it's going to look like. This is what we want communication to look like. This is what we want the world race to look like. Whatever it is, you've painted a really clear picture and people understand where it is we're going. Here, we have to have reality. It has to be the truth. Because if we have a clear understanding of where we're going and where we are, then what we can do is we can create a path. The path is all about the steps that it's going to take us to get there. What's the plan? What are the things that I need to do? So if you're casting vision for a group of other people using their here path, when people walk away, they should have a clear understanding of where we're going, where we're at, and what's my part in making this vision happen. How do I take ownership? Because if we don't do this part with the path where everybody has ownership, everybody will walk away and think that's a great vision that somebody else is going to make happen. We have to take that extra step of saying, all right, guys, this is where we're going. Here's the path. These are the steps we're going to take. Here's what it's going to look like. So for instance, we've talked about healthy communication. We'll stick with that example. So as the world race, we're going to set out some things for you and say, here's the path. To start out with, you guys are going to sit down every single day and have some very open and honest feedback with each other. Hey, here's stuff you did great today. Here's some areas that you could use some help with. And you'll do that on a daily basis. And it's going to be one thing along the path that's going to move you towards having this really healthy community. As we walk along this path, what's going to happen on a consistent basis is we're going to have to adjust. Because every time you take a step forward, as you guys know, our plans don't always work out the way we think they're going to. So it's like, that's a great plan. We live that plan for like a month and we say, well, that failed. It didn't work. And you know what? Now our here has shifted and we're actually over here. And that's going to require a different path to get to there than this here did. So our here is constantly changing. We have to constantly assess, and we have to have flexibility to say, okay, we're in a different place now. We need a different strategy. We need a different path. However, we need to keep continuing to visit this, because if we don't keep, especially if we don't keep our there in mind, if it doesn't continue to be compelling, then we're going to give up and we're just going to kind of flounder. This is the natural tendency of people. It says in scriptures, without vision, the people perish. Without vision, people will kind of flounder, they'll wander, and they won't ultimately get to the place where they want to go. Or if this is just you leading yourself, a lot of us have the tendency, we know we can waste days and months and years not having vision and direction. So, super important, we always have to keep repainting there. Saying, guys, remember why we're doing this. Remember why we're committed to this. This is where we're at now. Okay, what are the steps we're going to take? So this is a tool you're going to be seeing us use a lot with you throughout the course of the year, and I hope you guys start to integrate it into your own life as well as you lead yourself to become the people that God has created you to be and to do the things God's created you to do.